Introduction. The analysis is based on the two speeches regarding the women's rights protection topic. Emma Watson makes the first speech called United Nations Address on Gender Equality, focusing on gender equality. Malala Yousafzai proposes the second one called Speech at the United Nations, emphasizing the role of women's rights protection and education possibilities. The general topic is similar, while the ways of addressing the public and audience are different. The first speech is encouraged by the He for She campaign. The event contributing to the creations of the second speech is the Taliban attack on the girl. The first speech encourages the authorities and common people to take action regarding the inequality issue. The second speech is more related to the general audience. The two speeches are different in using pathos and logos strategies to influence the audience, while they are similar in terms of purpose. The purpose of both speeches is to attract the attention of the public and authorities to the problem of women's rights protection. First example. The first example is the correlation with women's rights. Both speakers use generalization device to highlight the essence of the problem for both genders. Emma addresses the history and research results about the changes in the feminist movement, highlighting men's roles. Malala uses a more emotional approach by appealing to both genders. Second example. Another example of similarities is the numerous repeating of key points and dramatic contrast. For example, when stating the differences with the past feminist situations, Watson contrasts the negative changes highlighted by the research result. Malala also dramatically determines the past and present women's education problem, emphasizing the necessity to change the perspective and Islam-related limitations. The mentioned devices add the same meaning to the speaker's messages. Thus, it focuses on the indirect, emphasizing the negative changes regarding the problem and the necessity to minimize the impacts of these problems on society. On the other hand, the speeches are different in terms of using pathos and logos persuasive devices. First example analysis. Watson primarily uses the logical structuring of the speech while Yousafzai tries to appeal to the audience using emotions. Malala uses the appeal devices such as brother and sisters, adding empathy emotions to her speech. Second example analysis. Another example is the facts stating, which is different in speeches. Emma applies explicitly stated facts and addresses the historical event relevant to the topic, including the dates. At the same time, Malala focuses only on the events directly related to her injury. Her speech is more emotional without references to particular historical facts. Such an approach makes her message more empathy-oriented. On the contrary, the logical structuring of Watson's speech makes her message more reliable and actions-provoking. Conclusion. Accessing both speeches, it is vital to emphasize that Watson's speech is more efficient in terms of delivering the expected message. Moreover, it has more potential impact on the authorities and community in general as the facts and research results support it. Even though Malala also calls upon leaders and her ethical associates, her speech is emotional and personal. Use devices are unlikely to encourage governmental changes in the education sphere. At the same time, the impact on the community is profound due to the pathos persuasive device implementation. Everything you need for studies, essay samples, writing tools, and tips, you can find at studycorgi.com.